Ability to just be here today. God is able to do just what He said He would do. He's gonna fulfill every promise to you. So don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you. He's able. Oh, I know He is. Hey, He's able. Y'all know this song. It's so easy. Everybody say, God is able to do. God's able to do just what He said He would do. He's gonna fulfill. He's gonna fulfill every promise to you. So don't give up on God. 'Cause He won't. You know you came here worship an able God. He's able. Whatever you desire, whatever you need, He's able to do it. I know where He's trying to help you at. Everybody say, oh, yeah. He's able. All right, I'm going to get you some help. Let's go. Say, He's able. Even when I can't say it, I can say, do you believe it today? Say, Now look at the situation. I dare you to tell yourself, say, He's able. He's able. Whatever you need, He's able. I'm trying, and I know He's able to do everything you need. I'm trying for myself. He don't need nobody else. He's able. Everything you need, He will provide. Everything you need, He will provide. If you need healing, if you need strength, if you need deliverance, He's able. He's able. He's able. He's able. So don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you. Right there. Don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you. He's able. I need somebody to know He's able. Don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you. Hallelujah. So, Father, in the midst of our worship, in the midst of our praise, we give you glory today. We give you honor today. We give you the highest praise today because you're able. We didn't just come here just to be coming, God, but we came here looking for an answer to questions. We came here, God, looking for healing for hurt parts of our bodies and our hearts, God. We came here looking for deliverance, God. We came here for a reason, and that reason is to give you praise. The enemy thought he had us, but we got away. We got away, and we made it to Amp Life Church today to give you praise in spite of, God. In spite of, we came to give you praise. In spite of, we came to give you glory. In spite of, we came to lift our voice. I wish I had somebody in here that was willing to do it. In spite of, we came to say you're able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that we can ask or think. So we give it to you now. Come on, Zion, I pray now that your mouth will be open, that your praise will be lifted. Come on, you can't let it be like this. You made it all the way to this season, and God is saying, come on, give it to me. Hallelujah. So God, we give you praise today. Let this worship service be like nothing that they've ever experienced before in their life. I've been praying for the people that's in this room. And Father, now it's time for you to show up because they took a step of faith. They said, I'm going to make it to the house of the Lord today. Let it not be an accident. Let it not be happenstance. But God, let it be on purpose that they showed up here. Because we are stronger because we do it together. And so, God, we give you praise, we give you glory, and we give you honor. Come on, one more time. Can you put your hands together and give God some praise in this place? In this place. 1 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 29, and it reads as this. It happened when the ark of the covenant of the Lord came to the city of David, and that Michal, the daughter of Saul, looked out the window and saw King David leaping and celebrating, and she despised him in her heart. I'm going to read that clause again. She looked out of the window and saw David leaping and celebrating, and she despised him in her heart. Can you do me a favor? Just for the time I got to speak to you, I want to talk to you with this topic in mind. I'm about it. Look at somebody next to you, say, I'm about it. Oh, you looking at the wrong person. I knew. I'm about it. Look at somebody, like, don't you mess with me, because I get about it with you. Don't fool with me now. I'm about it. And there was a man that was traveling down a street in a large city, and he stopped at a stoplight, and he looked off to his right, and he saw two young boys fighting. And one of the boys was quite bigger than the other one, and consequently, he was beating the brakes off of the young one. And I mean, it was nothing going. If the brakes was off, completely off. And so the man stopped, and he looked over, and he was just trying to figure out why the little man kept getting back up. Every time he got knocked down, he got back up. And the big kid would not hit him like silly. Blood was coming from his nose. You might want to take me out the monitors just a little bit. Blood was coming from his nose. And so the man decided, I'm going to intervene. I'm going to do something to help this young man out. And so he pulled the car over, and he went, and immediately he approached the big kid and says, man, why are you doing this to him? Why are you're beating up on him? You're too big for him. And this is what I saw was so funny in this story. It wasn't the big kid that responded, but it was the little kid. The little kid said, hey, mister, do me a favor and mind your own business. He says, this is what I want you to understand. I haven't gotten my second win yet. He says, but when I get my second win, the tables are about to turn. And I am going to clobber this man. Can I just encourage somebody up in here that you ain't got your second win yet? The enemy has been throwing everything at you that he can throw at you. The kitchen sink, the table, the car, the dog, and the cat. And you keep getting back up because we fall down, but we get right back up. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but I just believe in the spirit that the devil is mad at least 3 of us up in here because we will not stay down. And why won't we stay down? Because we about it. I understand what I'm doing in this kingdom. I understand my assignment, and I'm about it. And so he says that I haven't gotten my second wind back. And I know that we're in the middle of the summer and we're getting ready to go into the next half of this year. And I believe that some of us have been out of breath. Some of us have been trying to figure out what's next and why is it not forming the way it's supposed to be forming? Because in January, God gave me a promise, and now it's July and I'm still looking. Okay, I must be preaching to myself. In January, God told me that something was getting ready to happen, but here it is in July and my money still looks funny. In January, he told me that this was my year to do whatever I wanted to do, and I'm still trying to do whatever I need to do. But I'm here to encourage you that your second wind is coming. Can you just look at somebody and say, your second wind is coming, Doc? I'm not going to stay down because I'm about it. And now the phrase about it can be used to filter when there is no logical explanation that can be attained. So when people say I'm about it, it's because they can't really explain what the it is. Woo. I'm trying my best to act like I got some sense because I just got to the spot. And I don't want y'all not to, see me, right? But I'm itching with something because I believe that there's some people in here that's about it. And I believe that if it came down to it, if somebody walked through that door right now to give us some problems, I think it's about 3 of us that would get up in here and be like, yo, what you want? This ain't what you want. You either want prayer or you want to have a seat. Because you ain't ordered. I knew I was in the right spot. You ain't ordered this, bruh. So if you want this, we will serve you up because we the spot. See, at Amp Life, we're very sedity at Amp Life. We're not that about it yet. But here it is in this text that David is making a plea and he's making a plan to go get the Ark of the Covenant. Can I explain something to you? And the reason why this becomes so important, because this is not David's first attempt to go get this. This is David's second attempt. Aren't you glad that God is not like man? That when you mess up, that he doesn't throw you away? When you mess up, he doesn't change his assignment for your life. Can I tell you that there are some things that I've done in my life that disqualifies me for holding this microphone? But God, there's some things that I did not say that I was supposed to say, and I shouldn't even be here. I really should be dead in my grave. But God, there are some things that I knew from a generation and back in when my mama and daddy had me as a baby. They were saying, you're going to be a pastor. And I was like, not today. But God decided the plan was still the plan. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but the plan is still the plan. I don't care what it looks like on the outside. The plan is still the plan. I don't care what your cousin said. It's still the plan. I don't care if you don't want to read the word. The word is going to wake you up because it is still the plan. And this is the reason why he failed is because he did not follow the instructions of the Lord as it was laid out. I'm going to pause right here and just give you a little bit because I got a little bit of time. You're not going to be able to do it your way. Yeah, you can get all mad and puffy in the cheeks that you want to get, but it's not going to happen your way. God has given you a design. He's given you a plan. He's given you something specifically to do. And this is where the problem lies. As humans, we always want to find the easy way out instead of the right way to do it. Because sometimes the right way is not always the easy way. I don't know about you, but I like to pack like the last day. I like to pack then. That's not the right way. But for me, it seems to be the easy way, because if I pack early, then I take too much. Because I got time to think about what I'm going to put in the bag. But if I pack 5 minutes before it's time to go, I take enough for what I got to go. But it's not necessarily the right way, but for me, it's the easy way. And for some of us, we look at our assignment with God the same way. I'm not going to put too much effort into it right now. Because if I put effort into it right now, I might be good at what he called me to do. Let me turn around and talk to the spot. Oh, y'all back here. If I really took time to understand my ministry, I might be really good at what I'm called to do. But no, I don't want to do that. I want to wait until I get sick. I want to wait until the doctors give me 3 days to live. I want to wait until my baby gets locked up. I want to wait until my family gets into this. And then I will say, Lord, here am I, send me. But God says, don't wait. You better pack your stuff right now, because the generations before you has already told you what you need to be. Your mama already christened you, gave you back to the Lord. Your daddy gave you back to the Lord. Ain't no accident. Oh my God, here we go. Ain't no accident that you're standing there. You actually made it easier for God because you said yes. God was just waiting for you. Because at the end of the day, the generational blessing is on you. And so the mantle is now on you. And because it's on you, you got to be about it. You can't tuck your tail and you can't sit down. You can't go to the back and say, this ain't for me. But God says, for you, it's the reason why I did what I did. Y'all better stop messing with me in here. Here it is, that David now, he's in a place where he has to get some people to back him up. Yeah. David, if you don't mind me just doing this illustration, David is like your pastor. The spot is the spot, but the spot is not the spot unless you're in your spot. I can show up every Sunday and open the doors, but if you don't get to work, we ain't got nothing. So here it is. He says he has to prepare for the location of the glory. What we do in worship is we're preparing a place for God to rest, because he inhabits the praises of his people. And so when you come in, whether we have a keyboard player or whether it's just us, whether it's clapping of our hands or stomping of our feet, what we're trying to do is make a place for God to rest, because he won't rest unless he's invited. He's a gentleman. He's not going to just kick the door open. He's going to want to be invited. And so David says, let us prepare a place. Let us do it right this time, because he's given us a second chance. And this is what I saw in the text. The reason why David wanted to get the glory back to his city is because he saw how it was blessed in Obed-Edom's house. Some people see how God is blessing your house, and they want to understand, how are you being so blessed? I'm being so blessed because I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right spot doing the right thing with the right people. And so if you understand your assignment here, you did not just walk up in here. I don't care if this is your first time visiting, if this is your 19th time showing up. This is not an accident that you walked in here. You walked in here because you have an attitude that God needs in this spot. He needs somebody that's willing to fight no matter if you got gloves on or not. He needs somebody that has an attitude to fight no matter if you get the microphone or not. He needs somebody that's willing to fight no matter what it takes, because I am here to prepare for the relocation of the glory. Yay! The glory has to come here because it was blessing us at New Beat. Yeah. So we saw what it did at New Beat, and that for us is Obed-Edom's house. But now I got to get the glory to my house. And the only way to get the glory to my house is I got to do the same thing they was doing in Obed-Edom's house. And all they did that was different is they obeyed God. Nate, you better preach. They obeyed God. Whatever God told him to do, that's what he did. He said, don't touch my anointing, do my prophet no harm, and I'll bless your house. So here it is. David says, you know what? I got a sign from the Lord that he's not angry anymore. Let me calm down. I'm too heavy for this. He says, I got a sign from the Lord that it's time And the sign that he got from God is that God was no longer angry because he was in the blessing business. Lord, why are you doing this to me? There is two people in this building that you think God is still mad at you. What you did last summer ain't nobody else's business. Because when you ask God to forgive you, God forgives you. And God is not that petty that he holds things over your head. And so he is no longer angry. How do you know he's not angry with me, Pastor? Because he's been blessing you. Because when you woke up this morning, that was a blessing. When you was in your right mind, that was a blessing. You had the activities of your limbs, that was a blessing. You got a car to drive, that's a blessing. You got a roof over your head, that's a blessing. You got food on your table, that's a blessing. How do I know? Because he keeps blessing me. Every time I turn around, he keeps on blessing me. Hey! I feel God in here. Every time I turn around, I see him blessing me. That's how I know it's time to get about it. Yeah. That's how I know it's time to get to work. It's not time to just sit back no more. And David says to the leaders, he says, listen, he says, y'all ready? He says, I'm going to break this down for you, what about it is really all about. I know your pastor loves acronyms, and so I just asked God to give me one. And about it is what it came out to be. So here it is. You must first believe. If you're going to do anything, you've got to believe. And so David, with the elders of Israel, and the captains, over 1,000 people went up to retrieve the Ark of the Covenant from Obed-Edom. Watch this, with joy. That's the part I heard somebody do it because I did the same thing. I said, So they didn't have no attitude? They weren't looking for no titles or no position, no check. It was just joy. See, when you have joy, it's because your belief system is different. I have joy because I believe that God can do abundantly all that I can, before I can even think it, he can do it, right? And so because my belief system is like that, there is no reason for me to go after the Ark of the Covenant with an attitude. Why you get up to come to church with an attitude? You could have stayed home and clicked online. Oh, you getting messy, Pastor Nate. But if you walk up in here, baby, we need everything that you bringing in here to leave it right here at this altar. You walk right by this altar and be like, I'm going to drop this off right here. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm not going to take it back home with me because I believe God. I believe God. And here it is. Our failure lies not in faith, but it lies in the fact that we don't believe God of our faith. And so you got to think about it. Mind you, there was a death the last time we tried to get the glory. But it was a death because of how we handled the glory. Some of you say, my ministry didn't last long the last time I tried it. And that's because you were disobedient the last time you tried it. You had the wrong people touching on you the last time. So it's not the fact that we don't have faith. We don't have faith in the God of our faith. I got enough faith to understand that the car that I drove up here is still out there because I'm looking at it. And I got the keys in my hand, right? But I would not have enough faith to understand that the plane that I need to get on is at the airport because it is being driven by somebody else, which has a whole nother itinerary. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? What are you trying to say? I believe God is God. But sometimes if my situation is not something I can see in the natural, I don't believe that he's able to do it. And God is saying, I need somebody to believe what you cannot see. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. You've got to believe. You've got to believe. You've got to believe. Mark 9:23 says, and Jesus said to him, if you can believe that all things is possible to who that believe. I don't know what I'm here to give you, but I know I'm here to give you this. If you start believing, you'll see some stuff happen.
If you start putting that same amount of faith in your doubts in your God, then you'll see some things turn around. Do you guys understand that it takes faith to doubt just as it does to believe? I don't think I can do it. Well, no, you can't do it. But he can do all things. Here it is. You've got to, one, you've got to believe. The second thing is you've got to overcome. The other piece that I put in here is that the outlook is going to look different. Because I'm not the same as what I was the last time you saw me. And the problem is that sometimes, Lady Valerie, they won't let you grow up. They always remember what you used to do and never see what you're going to do. And David says we've got to understand we're a little bit more mature in this time. We're going to follow the plan of God this time. We ain't going to just go out there and be no willy-dilly. No, we got a plan this time. Because God doesn't give us an overcoming life, but he gives us life as we overcome. Y'all got to hear me. Some stuff don't sweat me no more because I done been through that. I done smelt that before. I done saw that. I done seen that before. No, baby, you ain't going to get me right here because I saw you last week. No, that devil ain't going to come get me because I cast you out last month. Some things I can overcome because I overcame. Yeah, I love the spot. You've got to understand that there's some things that I got to overcome. And this is what it is. In Luke chapter 22, I know y'all love the Bible. Luke 22 and 31 and 32, he says, Simon, Simon, hey, hold on. Satan demands permission to sift you as wheat. But I pray for you that your faith does not fail. And once you turn back again, you will strengthen your brother. What is the Bible saying here? Once you overcome, you've got to let people know this thing's going to come out a little different. I'm going to put the right ingredients in this. I'm not going to just sit here and let the devil beat me upside the head. I'm going to get my second win and I'm going to start swinging. I don't know about you, but when I first learned how to fight, I didn't have no skills. I didn't have nothing but a will. And so all I did is put my head down. And anything in my way, baby, got hit. And that's what God is saying. Put your head down, get your hands up, and just start swinging. Because this is going to end up different. I ain't coming out like I did before. I'm coming out with all power. Woo! I got to go. Here it is. You've got to believe that you can overcome what people underestimate. Some people underestimate, that's my you for those of you that's taking notes. Some people underestimate what it takes to do what we do. Some people underestimate you. Because if the truth be told, and I handed you the mic, your story, not even the edited version, but the truth of who you are, doesn't look like who I'm looking at. Because sometimes we hide so well in church. Church is the place where you can come to and you can look like whatever you want to look like. As long as you don't tell the truth, you feel like you're all right. No, baby, not in this time and state. You've got to understand that the ugliness is what God is looking for. Your underestimation is for out there, not in here. We want to see the real you. Take the mask off. There's no more COVID. You ain't got to hide your face. Baby, let them know you got tears that come down. But here it is. You underestimate the fact that there was something missing in the house. I'm sick and tired of going to church and leaving like I'm at a social club. Because we underestimate the power of the anointing. We underestimate the power of the glory. And some people don't want the glory because they want to stay ratchet. They don't want the glory because then they don't want to have no type of accountability. You don't want the glory because the glory is going to make you stop doing what you love to do. Because the glory and your love cannot share space. It's either me or it's it. It's either now or it's never. It's either my love or you by yourself. But when you get to the point where you underestimate the power of the glory, Watch this. David said this time we ain't gonna underestimate it. He said this is what we're gonna do. What? They said every 6 steps, every 6 steps we take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna look back. Hey. And we're going to thank him because I'm not where I used to be. I'm not where I'm going, but I'm still moving. Every 6 steps, I'm going to look back at all the trials, all the tribulation, all of the deaths, all of the resurrection, and I'm going to just... See, this is what happens. This is what happens. This is what happens. I'm okay, brother. Trust me. My man looking at me like, you all right? I'm okay. This is what happens. When you go through enough hell, you don't need no music. When you go through enough hell, you don't need nobody to back you up. When you go through enough hell, you don't need no preacher. All you need to do is think about it. And I can thank him for it. David says we are going to think every 6 steps. Spot. Here we are. In July, I feel like preaching now. Between July and December is 6 months. God said the praise that you're going to have in December, it's going to be one of those praises that they said has no logical explanation. They say, why is the spot blowing out the windows? I can't explain it. Why is Pastor Bobby all over Indianapolis? I can't explain it. Why are people being blessed like never before? I can't explain it. But you underestimated me when I was in the small building. Now I'm building my location on both sides of the city, and you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing about it because you underestimated me. Now here it is. I got to get out of here. You got to believe that you can overcome what people underestimated you, because here's the truth. The truth of the matter is that we're going to win. I'm done. For all of my note takers, T was it. Because the rest of it is a combination, like a number 3 and a number 4. I must be hungry. But I'm going to get a Diet Coke, though. I'm going to get a Diet Coke. I'm going to balance it out with a diet drink. Don't worry about it. It's a combination. So here it is. The truth of the matter is that we will win. Because David understood the assignment. Look at your neighbor and ask him, do you understand the assignment? This is the part that I want to just put on your shoulder. The assignment wasn't supposed to feel good. The assignment wasn't supposed to look good. The assignment was really supposed to catch you off guard. Because what God was doing and what God is doing is he's setting y'all up. Right now, everything looks all right. But the truth of the matter is, there's a bigger assignment. Y'all don't think y'all called the spot because you're going to only be in one spot. Because here it is. In order for God to get his word out, he's going to have to get his glory out. In order to get his glory out, he's going to have spots on the map where people can go and log in. Y'all don't hear me. It may not always be what you think it's going to be. Boy, you better stop that. But the spot is where we're going. Somebody say you got an issue, where you're going? To the spot. Somebody say you need food, where you're going? To the spot. Somebody say you need healing, where you're going? To the spot. Somebody said you need restoration, where you're going? To the spot. Why? Because that's where the truth is. That's where the truth is, and we bowed it here. Because here it is. The truth is going to make your haters mad. Can I got 3 minutes, Mario. I promise I'm going to be on time. I got 3 minutes. The truth is going to make your haters mad. Everybody don't want you to succeed. Newsflash. everybody don't want you to be up at the spot. I don't believe they over there. I don't, shoot. How. When we had all this, we got pews over here and they over there in chairs. I'm about to go back home. I gotta go home. But what he got that we ain't got, we got the truth over here. And the truth of the matter is, where God was is not where I want to be. I want to be where God is. Now we all graduated from Newby University. We all graduated. And when we graduate, it is up to you to do you. I graduated with the bachelor's, the associates, and the master's. And the unfortunate part is none of them paid me the way I thought. I can't find the job that I graduated with. But I tell you one thing that I did learn. Endurance will work its place out. Them 1159 assignments taught me that I can stay up and pray. I'm going to tell you right now that some of those tests taught me that God was really real. Man, so in the middle of me getting my truth, I have to understand that everybody's not going to dance with me. But sometimes I got to dance all by myself. And so if you want to know where I'm going with this, you've got to be about it. What am I being about? I'm being about my Father's business. What am I being about? I'm being about what God has called me to do. It is not up to you to call me, but God's called me to do something special. And so whatever he's called me to do, I'm going to do it. Why? Because I believe that I can overcome what's been underestimated by my family, by my friends, by my foes. And the truth of the matter is, I'm going to win. I wish you can look at somebody and say, I'm about it. Look at somebody else and say, I'm about it. So the it part says it has no logical explanation, which means don't you judge my praise because you wasn't there when they crucified me. You wasn't there when they talked about my family. You wasn't there when they talked about my children. You wasn't there when I lost my job. You wasn't there when I was living in a hotel room. You wasn't there when my wife had kidney failure. So don't you judge my praise because the God that I serve has been better to me than I've been to myself. So from this day forward, I'm about to be about it. I'm about to be about it. My praise won't stop. My worship won't stop. My preaching won't stop. My hands going up won't stop. Because I'm about to be about it. I dare you to open your mouth in this place and give God a praise that declares that I'm about to be about it. You can't stop my praise. I'm about to be about it. I just need 3 people to open your mouth. I just need you to let God know this is where it's going to be. This is the spot where your glory can land. This is the spot where your glory can rest. This is the spot where your glory can reside. This is the spot where your people welcome you. Because we're about to be about it.